Welcome to Omnibros Live on a Friday. It's me, Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, joined with the Omnibus Collector himself. What up, Rye Guy?
Not much. Just been a busy day of streaming. I was streaming for a couple hours earlier, but you know how that grind goes.
Yeah, man. What you were streaming live?
I was live. Yeah.
And
I'll drop the facade. No, I was Viz Media does their big license announcement event like every 4 months, and so today was that, and every time they do that I get together with Colleen and then Fire Lunar Will, and this time Geo also helped, and we make a bingo board where we try to guess basically what they're going to announce. And
you do that obviously beforehand.
Yeah, so we made the board last night, and then today Colleen, Will, and myself, because Gio was working so he couldn't join us, but he was in the chat. The three of us did the stream this morning from like 10:30 to noon 30 or something, and basically just we didn't get a bingo. Again, we've never gotten a bingo on the day of the announcements, but we have several times gotten like close, and then like a month later they just randomly drop another announcement and they're like a coloring book, and we cross coloring book off of our thing. And
well, I'm impressed that you guys know enough that you even got things on the board. So you have on the bingo board, so you obviously know what you obviously know a lot of what Viz has in the pipeline, or potentially in the pipeline rather.
let me I'm gonna share,
okay,
so that we can, because it's also there's some jokes in here.
Yeah, wait a sec. I'm gonna take us off so I can show you this background. I did not pick it, Geo did, and it's super creepy. So let me take me and Riley off so you can see what it is. That's super disturbing.
Everyone's favorite reindeer doctor, Tony Chopper.
That's from live action One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's something that I have been advised that I would enjoy, the live action. It's not like 90 episodes.
Yeah, there's only one like 8 episode season out right now.
Okay.
8 to 10, I forget exactly, but it's not that much material, and it covers the first like major story arc. Not like 100% faithfully, but faithful enough that it can get you interested.
Okay. What up, Javi? NFL Dude loves a good pulpy, fresh squeezed orange juice comic book movie.
Hell yeah. We're gonna try to talk about them. I think both of us intended on watching things, and then kind of like
I'll be pulling from memory, and then Riley will tell me what I missed by forgetting to watch the one movie we were gonna watch. Hey Matt, good to see you.
So this was our license bingo, and so half of it is various categories and half of it is actual licenses. And since there was 4 of us involved, each of us picked 3 licenses, like actual titles, and the rest of them we filled out with like different categories. And so there's a few jokes in there that we were making ourselves laugh over. So the
manga jokes, manga insider jokes.
So like the novels, they're not like very dense. They're pretty, they call them light novels. They're very like quick read novels. And so Colleen used a shining light to signify the light novels. Next to that, we said if they announce a new edition of any existing license, like a hardcover, omnibus, whatever, then that's going to be one. One of our categories. So we used the R&B group new edition to signify that. For a box set, down on the middle to the right, I just slapped the Viz logo on a cardboard box. Above that, diagonally to the left, art book. That's
is that Art Garfunkel?
Yep, Art Garfunkel reading a book. And then
awesome.
We put down in the bottom left corner is a little girl coloring in place of an activity book.
Okay.
And then there's the big pink SB that is Shoujo Beat, which is the label for titles that are generally geared towards women. And we, because they have been being very, sexist for the past good amount of time, I said that they're probably going to announce 0 or 1 new licenses. And guess what? We did get to cross that one off because I was right.
They announced 0 to 1.
They did actually announce one Shoujo Beat title, but it technically was not a new license because it was already digital and we were just getting the announcement for the physical release. But either way, you cut it. You can look at it as 0, you can look at it as 1, but we got to cross that one off. And
wait, those are books that are geared towards women because there haven't been books geared towards women?
they are, so Shoujo is the demographic that is typically the magazines that publish Shoujo magazine or Shoujo manga are the typical demographic is for women, for young women. And then Josei is the demographic for adult women. And then on the other side, there's Shonen is for young men, and then Seinen is for adult men. And so that they're a lot more like demographic oriented than we are here. Like over here, it's just 28 to 35 demographic and stuff like that, 18 to 27, whatever the fuck numbers.
I had to fill out something the other day and I'm in the last demo.
Oh no.
Very last demo. I've gone through all the demos and now I'm in the last one.
Congrats. I'm not there yet. I've got a little while to go.
We're only going to talk manga for a minute, Harvey. This is interesting.
I was just
cards
showing the funny jokes was really what I wanted to do. But yeah, that's what we were doing. Thank you. That was mine. I came up with it and I made myself laugh so hard when I thought about it. And then when I turned it in, I was like, hey, here's the thing. Like, I was laughing my ass off just like sending the picture in because I thought I was being so clever.
I think it's funny. I love the Art Garfunkel one too. Is he having a cup of tea or does he have a broken arm? I can't really tell.
I don't know. I think so. One arm he's got up on his head, and the other one he's got a book. So art book. I think next time what I'm gonna suggest, I'll see if Colleen could do this because they are better with Photoshop than I am. I'm gonna suggest that they have a book and stretch Art Garfunkel's face over the book. I think that could work.
It looks like our background,
yeah, something like that.
Weird, whatever it is in the background. What is this? A reindeer doctor?
Yeah, he is the doctor of their crew. We meet him in the second season. His name is Tony Chopper, Dr. Tony Chopper. And he is a reindeer that ate the human fruit. So he can, when people in this universe eat devil fruits, they get various powers, and there are devil fruits called what's the, someone in the chat give me the name for the animal one. I forget what it's called. I blanked completely. But there's certain ones that have beast oriented powers. And so when you eat one of those, you have the ability to turn from your base form into whatever it is that the fruit you ate contains the power of. So Chopper was a normal reindeer who ate a human fruit. So he can turn from a reindeer into a human. And there's like always this kind of animorphs in between form for everyone. So this is his human reindeer hybrid form. Zoan. Yeah. I was like, I know it's not Logia. I know it's not Paramecia. What the hell was the name for the animal? Yeah, those are the other. Logia is like elemental kind of stuff, basically, and Paramecia is everything else. And then Zoan is the animals.
James knows everything. It's kind of weird.
If he doesn't know it, he'll look it up. The other day he was helping me with some of my slides for stuff, and he didn't know what something was, and he just said, I've never even heard of that. And then I went on a little bit of a tangent to kind of teach him about that term. So James very similar to myself, like I think is definitely open to being like hungry for knowledge. So that's I think we share that in common.
I don't think he could have searched that. I'm pretty sure he pulled that out of his knowledge base because I didn't even. What was he going to type? What fruit did Choco Docno eat
I
in
think he
one?
did. I think he does know that, but all you'd have to do is like One Piece, Devil Fruit, Animal Powers.
Oh, I had already forgotten that by the time James came up with his answer. So, devil powers. Is he a good guy? A
Yeah.
good deer?
Yes. Jess, I think you might need to just check out the One Piece live action series.
After I watched The Rocketeer, which I totally meant to do.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't see it when it came out. I saw all these other pulp movies we're going to talk about when it came out. And Rocketeer arguably is my favorite of all of them, book-wise. It's very odd. I mean, I watched some stuff that I'm sure bombed. I doubt The Shadow got more than me in there. Okay, wait. I believe I can find that one. Let's see. Oh, Gio is what the Gio's really Gio's chopped these down because we're missing this.
No, he just showed it last night.
What?
It's somewhere in there.
Raw Shark is born, Lane Wayne.
It's not a video. It's
just a clip. It's just a picture of me. Okay, there it is. Right. Right. Okay, there you go. I forgot about that one. Why are all these of me anyway? This is my favorite one. Where, let's see. I say, oh yeah, this one. I can't. James, what was this about? I was just setting up my library. No peace and no love on that one. I absolutely will not accept that.
As an aside, I'm just going to throw this out there, but any of the movies that we do talk about, the comics will be available at great prices at our sponsor, InStockTrades.com.
Nicely done. InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions from 30% up to 60%, and depending on the sale, maybe even 80%. Don't forget your 2% loyalty discount. At the end of this month, the last Monday of the month, we're going to go back to giving away the $50 gift card courtesy of InStockTrades.com. $50 or more in an order gives you free shipping in the United States. I just got a sweet free package from them yesterday. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Oh, and I forgot to. Oh, I don't know. Where is mine? It must be in the other room.
I've got two if you want to borrow one.
You're the one that got me started on this. Actually, we got paid and I forgot to pay everybody.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So you talk while I pay everybody.
So the other day, whenever Jess let us know that Lou was gonna have to take some time away from the show for personal matters and stuff, I immediately jumped up and I was like, Jess, I'm gonna join you on Friday because I've been missing doing the other shows for a minute. Life's just been super busy all of a sudden. And Jess goes, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, literally I said, I don't know. And like 2 seconds later, I was like, pulp comic movies without barely missing a beat. And do I know what I want to say? No. But the thing that I had realized was I had never seen Dick Tracy until like several months ago. And we watched it and thought it was absolutely just delightful. Such a fun movie. And I was like, people just don't, at least in my circle, people don't often talk about that movie. And I don't hear a ton of people talk about a lot of these other movies that were based on, comics from around the pulp era, and I don't know if that's the it's proper to call all of them pulp comics, but that was the easiest terminology that I
Yeah.
found in my head.
Yeah. I think they're pulpy. Those are I made a video of pulpy comics to my favorite pulpy comics or something maybe 3 years ago. The Shadow was definitely in there. Rocketeer was in there. Um, what's Dick Tracy was not, but it still counts for this. The Phantom, that was another good movie we were going to talk about. Although I don't think I talked about the Phantom for pulpy. Lobster Johnson, that was pulpy. But yeah, I don't know how well. I don't think I don't even know how well Dick Tracy did at the box office. So I feel like they may, and well, we'll get into talking about it, but I'm not sure how well they all did at the box office.
At a Wikipedia glance, the budget for Dick Tracy, which came out in 1990, was $46 million, and the box office return was 162.7.
Oh,
so I don't know that much about the film industry, but things that I've generally heard is that a movie needs to make at least twice of its budget back to really profit, and so it seems like that movie made a solid like 70 mil. I don't know. Someone can tell me I'm stupid if they want, but that seems to be.
It had a lot of word of mouth back before the internet and everything.
Yeah.
It was a very buzzy movie. McDonald's even had Happy Meal toys for it. I remember. Am I saying that I got some Happy Meal toys of Dick Tracy? Possibly. It's possible.
I remember those. I don't remember because I think I was like less than a year old, but I've seen those toys quite a bit. I have a friend I think that had them, and I think I saw some like actual non Happy Meal toys from the movie as well.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
But it's a movie that like I think I may have seen a couple of like clips here and there, and then it wasn't until like I think early this year that I had finally decided to sit down and watch it. And I like it was just something that almost immediately I was completely engrossed into as this thing that like feels like it jumped off of the pages of a book I've never read. Because I'm complete like Dick Tracy virgin, basically. Aside from this, but it immediately engrossed me. I loved the costuming. I loved the makeup, of course, all the prosthetics.
Yeah.
And that is one of the big things that stood out to me, and I'm sure it stands out as notable for a lot of people, is like their insistence on trying to portray these like ridiculous looking characters by putting actual practical effects and prosthetics on their faces and stuff. And it worked out so well because it's so just like, even if I don't remember their names, like I remember what everyone looked like. It is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that was the last really good movie Warren Beatty did. I can't remember what came after it. Oh, I think Bugsy came after that. That's where he met Annette Bening. Maybe that was the last movie he did that was good.
Let's see. Bugsy was 1 year later. Love Affair in '94. Bulworth. Bulworth in '98, and then 2016 Rules Don't Apply.
He made a movie in 2016?
The 2016 American romantic comedy drama film produced, written, and directed by Warren Beatty, based on a story by Beatty and Bo Goldman. Ensemble cast includes Annette Bening, Matthew Broderick, Lily Collins, and Alden Ehrenreich.
Lily Collins, okay. She's a youngster.
How did that go over at the...
I assume Bomb. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I hadn't either. Critically, Rotten Tomato 56%, average score of 5.76. Metacritic weighted average of 60 out of 100. So that probably because it didn't like it doesn't sound, those numbers generally don't mean it's terrible, but it's very middling. And that's probably why neither of us heard a lot of buzz about it.
Yeah, I think Bugsy was the last thing he did that was noteworthy. You might assume this, James, but I did not go see Steel on opening night. I have never seen Steel. Something about Shaquille O'Neal as the actor. Anybody else, I probably would have gone to see it. After seeing Kazam or whatever that one was, I didn't see that. I saw clips for it. Couldn't they have picked like a real actor to be Steel? That kind of bummed me out.
They could have also tried to do something that was a little bit more like the comics.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I've only seen it once. I know I didn't go opening night, but I went in its theatrical run, and that's all I can say. It definitely didn't leave a lasting impression. I remember some of the toys and stuff, but I think it was more that like Shaq wanted to be that, because Shaq and his Superman iconography and stuff, like he probably really wanted to play that role. I bet if you looked into it, you could find something about that.
I make GIFs of Gio and Riley, but Gio only uploads the GIFs of Jazz.
So you get to blame Gio, basically.
What's up, Hondo? Good to see you here. I remember watching Dick Tracy back in the day, but got taken out of it because of Madonna. Just had a hard time picturing her as an actress. Okay. Okay, yeah, The Spirit. That's another one. I didn't see The Spirit because didn't Frank Miller direct that one? And it did not do well like Sin City did. He directed Sin City and that did really well.
Yeah, he directed The Spirit. And it had that same style, like he tried to that same noir look that Sin City had, where it looks, straight out of a black and white comic with a little spot of color, and it looked nice, but it was just not great. And I mentioned it after, because all the other ones I think that we're talking about were all around the same time, and then I was like, oh yeah, The Spirit, and you were like, you can talk about it if you want, but I'd rather forget about it.
Now, I didn't see it, so but I also didn't see it because it got critically panned and it looked dumb. So I guess I have to apply the same thing I do to books that I do to movies. I mean, I can't criticize it because I didn't see it. I don't like it when people criticize books they don't read rather. Like somebody complaining about Black Cat that the Infinity Gems had been turned into people and so they're not going to read it. Well, that is ridiculous. So it's a great book. I still stand by Black Cat.
The Spirit was really
Hi, Kane.
Dumb.
It was dumb.
But it was like, for me at least, it was like entertainingly stupid. Like it looked nice enough that like it didn't hurt me to watch it, and I watched it in theaters opening weekend because Sin City is one of my favorite movies of all time, bar none. And so when I saw that this was the thing that was happening, I was like, hell yeah. And then it actually came out, and I saw like reviews, and I was like, well, I'm already seeing it, so even if they're saying it's bad, and then I went and I'm like, oh, this is bad. It was funny. Like it was cracking up.
I need to see Sin City again. I haven't seen it since it came out.
I've seen it a lot, but it has been probably 10 plus years since the last time I've seen
it. The Shadow. I thought The Shadow was good. A lot I enjoyed it. Penelope Ann Miller in it was great. Alec Baldwin, back before he, became a bit of a lightning rod politically, he was just known for his acting. He was the Shadow, and he did well, I thought. I enjoyed the whole movie. I don't know how Penelope Ann Miller, to me, she was like a huge starlet in the making. And then I didn't see her again until The Artist. You figured out the movie I saw was The Artist, which was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was more than 10 years ago.
Okay. When Hugo when Hugo came out, I thought she was amazing in the movie, and I really thought she was going to be in everything. I don't. Maybe she took time off to have a family. I don't know. Maybe she couldn't get hired. I don't know. She was great in it.
Let's see. She has a solid. She did a decent amount of work in that time.
Okay.
She wasn't like, it wasn't something where she was like constantly in stuff, but she definitely, unless she do TV series, because that sometimes she did a few TV series. Oh, not a ton of episodes though. So she's been getting work. She's been getting solid work, but she didn't turn into a huge starlet like you were saying. But I've only seen The Shadow once, and it feels like something where they really wanted to try and capitalize on Batman,
Mm-hmm.
the success of that, and it didn't hit quite as well with audiences and stuff, because it's not leaning in. It's been a while, so I apologize, but it wasn't, it's not leaning in so far as into the kind of ridiculous pulpiness of Dick Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't have like a prosthetic nose or anything in there, did he?
No, not that I remember. It was just him.
Yeah,
and the Shadow did have a big honker.
Yeah, that's like one of the defining features of him. Did he even have a red?
I feel like he wore the bandana, but I don't know.
Was it red or black?
Seeing Alec Baldwin with a prosthetic big nose would have been great. I think they probably tried it and it looked too ridiculous.
It was red, and I think they put something on him, but he didn't look as much like the comic character.
Yeah.
Point being, it didn't lean as far into that as Dick Tracy did. And a little bit, I can say this for The Rocketeer as well. And I just watched this, kind of halfway watched it because I was working, but the other night, and it has a big looming goon that has the very prosthetic, heavy face. And they don't shy away from, having these ridiculous looking characters and stuff. And maybe if the Shadow kind of like went with that a little bit more, it might have caught. I don't know, but not like the others had sequels anyway. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just bullshitting here. I'm just talking about what I want to talk about.
I've heard this John Carter movie was actually really good, and it just got kind of swept away.
I actually watched it like maybe 4 years ago or something, and I thought it was 2 to 3 years ago, and I thought it was okay, but there's definitely a lot around it that caused it to not catch as well as it could have.
Like it didn't have Deja Thoris.
Well, I think like Disney didn't put the right marketing behind it. I don't think that Taylor Kitsch was necessarily like star power type of guy. It had some cool sci-fi action sequences and stuff, but the biggest problem is it was the movie itself was just called John Carter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was just called John Carter, and I think that that's one of the biggest mistakes is not calling it John Carter of Mars.
Yeah.
unless he's talking about the straight to DVD movie Princess of Mars. But because
it did have Deja. Oh, well,
I didn't say yes or no
it.
because I forgot. I didn't say yes or no because I completely forgot.
Okay.
And I didn't want to confirm your stuff and be wrong. But I think the name was a huge part of it because it's literally just a guy's name.
Yeah.
You see a poster, there's nothing about it that really stands out heavily to someone who doesn't know anything else. They should have kept the Mars or called it Princess of Mars or called it, one of the titles of one of the books of Mars, something Mars, anything but just John Carter. Because the only thing, like when I see something like that, I just think of like John Tucker Must Die, like a rom-com movie from the 2000s.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't scream like to me as a sci-fi pulpy, blockbuster franchise type thing. And I think that was a huge part of its unfortunate failure.
Okay. Well, let me look up Deja Thoris in John Carter. John Carter. Oh, there it is. Taylor Kitsch, Lynn Collins.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
So was Taylor Kitsch.
He was? I only saw that movie once.
He was Gambit.
Oh, he was.
Mm-hmm. This was a few years after Gambit or after X-Men.
Whoa, budget was $306 million. Box office was $284.
They almost broke even, but like I mentioned in passing earlier, as far as I've heard, you have to double that to make an actual profit.
She looks like she'd make a good Deja Thoris. Right on.
But the Rocketeer I watched the other day, it has this really, like, I really appreciate movies that have this kind of nostalgic feel to it, to a time that I wasn't there for. Like, it's about a time that's like 50 years prior to my existence, but it does a successful job of making me feel nostalgic for that era. And I believe it's the same director that did the first Captain America movie, and that was the movie that kind of gave me the same feeling. There are other movies that do that as well. I'm not going to try to rattle them all off at the top of my head right now, but that was one of the things I really appreciated. And another thing that I really appreciated was watching this now, and a month or two ago, watching through the Indiana Jones movies, was how easily, until more recently, movies were just able to say like Nazis are bad, and that was it. They're just like, yeah, Nazi, he's bad, and that, like, there was no issue with it whatsoever. No one struggled to say that. And even having, like, there's a guy in this movie who's like a criminal, and he's like, I might be a criminal, but I'm not working for no Nazi. I was like, thank you. Like, it's refreshing to see that. But it was great. I think, like, like I said, there was the prosthetics on at least one of the characters, and they have a lot of fun props and stuff from the Rocketeer himself with his pack and the helmet and all that stuff. And it just has such a great feel to it. And it was a movie that I had known of for so long, and I'd actually wanted to watch it. So I'm surprised that my first time actually viewing it was just this week. Because when we were talking, I was like, oh, that's the only one that I haven't seen. Unfortunately, Jess didn't also watch it. So here we are.
I know. And it just flaked off my radar, which can't surprise anybody. I really did need to. Oh, it did have Deja, but not Sideshow Deja. Yeah, that'd be pretty tough. I did. Thank you, James. Disney's Mars Needs Moms had come out a few years earlier and bombed. I've never even heard of Mars Needs Moms.
That movie is legitimately god awful.
Mars Needs Moms.
So I don't remember if I've talked about this on the channel because I do so many things on my free time that would be like anyone else would be like doing this for content, and I just do it just because. I watched every single Disney animated movie. And that was one of them. And more recently we did all the
Mars Needs Moms was an animated movie?
Yeah. And it was one of the absolute worst out of the 100 whatever or so different theatrical animated releases. It was legitimately one of the bottom tier ones. It was so painful to watch. It's so bad. It's such a pointless movie. And it has disgustingly like bad the animation has the what's it called? Uncanny Valley.
Oh.
Because of it was around an era where they were doing more of these like kind of mocap to do very realistic looking things. So that definitely detracted from it, and that's the reason why I hate all of these movies like this, and that's one of the reasons that I really fucking hate Polar Express is because of the animation. It's also boring as sin, but Mars Needs Moms is terrible.
Mars Needs Moms.
I think there was another Martian related movie somewhere. It wasn't Disney, I don't think, but I think there was another animated thing around that time that was absolutely god awful. Because this is when I was working at the movie theater, so I remember a lot of movies coming out.
Quick answer. The answer is yes, Peter. It is definitely worth a blind buy. Great Catwoman stories. She has affairs with Slam Bradley, who's kind of a pulp character himself. He's definitely a crime noir type guy. So the answer is yes. And randomness is okay because we're a comic book show. So, of course, ask about comic books. The answer is yes. Go ahead and get it right away. Now.
I'm trying to find this other animated movie, and I just keep finding pictures of Mars Needs Moms, and I kind of want to die now.
This Lynn Collins reminds me a little bit of Olivia Munn. Kinda, sorta.
But does she remind you of Jennifer Connelly?
No, nobody does. She was definitely in the movie. Good for her.
We were talking whenever we were saying that we need to watch Rocketeer, you were very pumped about Jennifer Connelly, and
I've just always kind of had a crush on her.
Is Planet 51? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? It might be, but I don't think so. I think there's another movie that has like blue aliens.
Avatar?
I think no. I got it. I don't know. Never mind. This is worse though. This is worse than I just had in my mind. Holy shit! I didn't think of Aliens in the Attic.
What movie's that?
I told you. When I worked at the theater, I saw a lot of movies that came out that like no one's ever heard of.
That's an animated one? Aliens in the Attic?
It's a live action with like CG aliens that all look like the booger monster from the Mucinex commercials. And one of them kind of looks like the alien from Mac and Me.
Oh, I remember that. That was that E.T. ripoff.
Yeah, and that he like pushes a kid in the wheelchair down the hill or something like that.
In Mac and Me?
Yeah, what was that scene with?
I didn't see it. I just knew it was a ET ripoff. Yeah, right, Doug? I think it's fair to say that. I think even women had a crush on her.
Yeah, if you look up Mac and Me wheelchair, there's a clip where the kid is like just barreling down a hill in a wheelchair.
What happened to him?
I think I don't know. I never watched it, but there was a Paul Rudd went on one of the like late night talk shows and had like I think it was an edited clip where like the wheelchair just goes off the side of the cliff.
Oh, Mink says, I love the running joke of Paul Rudd and Conan O'Brien with that movie clip. Okay.
I couldn't remember which show it was, but yeah,
Oh.
he edited the clip. But the kid going like barreling down the hill like and stuff, that's real, but then they add him flying off the side of a mountain into oblivion.
Oh, MSTK3 had a good Mac and Me episode. That's awesome.
That sounds like a good time.
Oh, was this a series that was based on the Snowpiercer movie, Sasmurf? I still need to see Snowpiercer the movie.
The movie was good. I haven't seen the series.
I didn't know it was a series.
I think the series is just supposed to be based on the comic, so no connection. Like you could do the series without the movie.
Okay.
Okay, there's still another Alien movie that I'm not finding, but Aliens in the Attic, if you want to see some truly ugly ass.
Do you want to put them up?
I mean, I can, I guess. Hold on.
Wasn't connected to the movie, a retelling of it. Okay. Which should I watch? Which should I watch? Well, okay, I need to see the series, obviously.
We've lost the plot, but that's okay. I feel like whenever I come on the show for like the non-manga episodes, it's basically just how long can I stay on topic?
That's okay with me.
Okay, so this guy right here.
You're right.
This is from the Mucinex commercials.
Totally.
This is Mac and Me. I don't know what in the hell either of these are, but I don't like them.
Yeah.
And then we've got the kids down here, and this is what's her name from all the Disney movies. So
all the Disney movies.
I remember this coming out in theaters, and it was one of those that I remember nobody watched.
You sold no tickets to it?
There were a lot of movies that like we didn't sell any tickets, and like before the weekend was up, they were like, put something else in that theater. It was really, really bad. Well, I didn't see it, so I can't say. It could be the best. It could be my favorite movie. I don't know. I've never seen it, but it sure looks bad.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty funny. Let's see. I loved The Phantom with Billy Zane. I thought it was great. And I thought it was better than Batman at the time. I said, this is the kind of action Batman should have. And it had Treat Williams in it as the bad guy. Treat Williams was awesome. And Patrick McGoohan was in it as the previous Phantom, who, Billy Zane's dad, who would show up in like vision form and talk to him. It got the comic stripped down really well, I thought. I love the Phantom.
We were gonna watch it like before jumping on here, but it's not streaming anywhere free, and so I pirated a copy because I only ever had it on VHS, and I don't have that VHS anymore. But which the VHS, I don't know if you had this, but it was a lenticular, and so it was his fist was like he was punching on the front of the.
Cool.
It was a really cool set. Anyway, we were gonna watch it, and then I got the pirated version. I put it on, and there was no sound, and so we just decided F it and like didn't do that. But I might like with you reminiscing so positively of it. I might try to still watch it this weekend. I'll just rent it off of Amazon.
I mean, it was over 30 years ago. It was 30 years ago, over 30 years ago that I saw it, but I remember it left me with a really good impression. I really liked it. But I also liked The Shadow. I did like Dick Tracy, but I feel like The Phantom was my favorite, and I suck for not seeing Rocketeer. Damn it.
We'll have to do a brief reprise later where you can just be like, Rocketeer was good.
Yeah, I'll watch it over the weekend and give a report Monday night.
So I think I found the blue aliens that I was looking for. And they're not nearly as bad as the other ones, the aliens in the attic.
Oh, The Phantom is streaming on Pluto TV.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
Thanks,
thank you.
Doc.
I looked on one of those websites that tells you everything and it didn't tell me that that was on there. And I wanted to watch it during the day today and I was just like between the earlier stream and everything, I filmed something in between. I just didn't have any time to do it.
Doug, was Dark City? I feel like I saw Dark City. Was that the one with Rufus Sewell, where the whole city like changes at night?
It's been a minute since I've seen that movie, but I remember it being really cool.
Am I remembering right? Because there's also Near Dark is there's Dusk and Dawn. That's the vampire movie. There's a Near Dark, and I get it confused with Dark City. It was with Rufus Sewell, and he stays up one night or something, and the whole city changes, and it's like they have no control over their life and stuff.
It is Rufus Sewell, so I think
okay. Thank you.
Jeff has to be careful because before the show he was trying to describe the movie Hugo to me, but he said Bruno, and I was like, my guy, what?
But I did have the correct character for both with Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen was and I was like, no, Jess, Bruno was playing a very like flamboyant guy.
But then he was in Hugo. That's funny.
And that brought us to The Artist, which was the movie you were trying to think of, which you said was just a couple years ago, but it was like 12 years ago.
But I have no memory of anything during or before the pandemic. Okay, so that is Near Dark. Okay, I mean Dark City. Floating City, yes. Replace Memories, yeah. Same director as The Crow, called Tuning. Okay, yeah, I remember really digging that. And that was Rufus Sewell's big movie. I remember him from Cold Comfort Farm, which was awesome. A little niche British comedy movie that was so great. And Rufus Sewell's another one that I thought was gonna go on to great things, and I don't think I've heard of him since Dark City.
The director kind of fell off afterwards as well. I haven't seen all of the movies. I remember iRobot being whatever, but like then Knowing and Gods of Egypt being his last couple was just kind of. Alex Proyas is the director, but that was a cool one. That was one of the first movies that I had on Blu-ray. Actually,
oh yeah.
I don't remember. Someone bought it for me because I had like just gotten my first Blu-ray player like years ago, and someone got me that one and 2001: A Space Odyssey, and they were like, "These are good Blu-rays." I was like, all right.
Oh, Rufus Sewell. Oh, I saw that something about that night movie with Heath Ledger. That wasn't that well received, was it, Smurf? It looks really cheesy. I apologize. Peace and love. I haven't seen it. Whatever. It looked cheesy. Heath looked embarrassed.
Heath, A Knight's Tale, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be like a comedy, wasn't it?
Oh, it was?
Was it? Am I thinking of the right one, or am I just bullshitting?
Oh, Doc Elevator says The Knight's Tale is good.
It's a medieval action comedy film. I think it was kind of supposed to be cheesy.
Cheesy in a good way. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I get for not watching it and just criticizing it.
Yes. What you need to do, I think, is do you ever host? I don't know how active you are in your own Discord, but do you ever host movie nights in Discord?
I watched an episode of Doctor Who that way. No, I don't.
That's
What?
one thing. Like if people request that you watch certain movies, then y'all can organize like movie nights in there.
And I forget, do we watch it through Discord? It's
Uh,
on Discord and we're all watching it?
yeah, I've done that with people before. It can be a little bit difficult. I'm sure like someone would be able to help you, James or someone else could set it up. But I usually find like we'll look for a movie on like an illegal streaming site or something and just stream because those are the places that work the best for this type of thing. I feel
Okay.
because often like the legal places block you from like sharing with people.
Oh.
But I think Discord may have because I know that Twitch had something with like Amazon where you could watch things. You could stream shows and movies through Amazon Prime on Twitch to watch with people.
Hmm.
Discord maybe has that with someone. I don't know. But again, I've just used like, illegal streams of various movies. Like some friends and I watched like Jennifer's Body one time doing that, which has Megan Fox in it.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Megan Fox, I heard that was actually a pretty good movie.
That
Was
movie
it?
is great. So when the movie came out, it was pretty heavily billed as like kind of your typical slasher, and it was really pushed that it's like, oh, it's got hot girl Megan Fox in it, and that was it was pushed towards a lot of guys, but it's actually like very like feminist heavy type movie that when these kind of meathead dudes go in to watch it, it wasn't what they wanted,
Mm.
and it didn't really hit that well in theaters. And it kind of fortunately got second life like on home media and streaming and stuff like that, and it's since then become a little bit more of a cult classic, and I'm glad that it got the recognition that it really deserves because it's a very cleverly written film with really fun character work throughout. And I think like any fan of any horror like slasher movies and stuff and like teen monster movies would really love this one.
Okay. Yeah, I had heard about that. I read an article about her recently or something. Yeah. Uh, I can any movie. I can also upload it to Google Drive, and you can do a watch party on Discord. I can watch any movie. I watch Doctor Who. Yeah. Jennifer's Party also had an OGN from Boom Comics.
I never read it, but I remember it happening.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I didn't have that much that I wanted to say about any of the actual movies of topic tonight.
That you recommended?
I just thought that I would. I thought there'd be more to talk about. But I think like going back to the topic and like and James was right for pointing these things out. When I said in Geo's Discord that we were doing this, James threw up a couple more movies, and I was like, I was thinking more of the stuff like pulp era movies. But the real thing that I wanted to talk about, and yeah, it stemmed from me like taking notice of Dick Tracy, was like how many just movies based on comics that there are out there that people don't talk about.
Okay.
Very unknown, and often it's because they're not very good, to be frank. But there's always those hidden gems, and of course everyone's opinion is different, and someone out there absolutely loves the spirit is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Diablo Cody. I remember her. Yeah, Juno. I love Juno. I thought that was a good movie.
She's fantastic. And it is the same universe as Lisa Frankenstein from last year.
Jennifer's Body or Juno?
Jennifer's Body.
Oh, I have heard of Lisa Frankenstein. I think you talked about it in the chat, but I don't remember seeing it.
It's also a lot of fun, and it like there's no connective tissue within the movie itself, at least not that I picked up on, but I did see afterwards because I think she wrote that one too, right? Yeah, Diablo Cody wrote that one as well,
Lisa
and
Frankenstein.
she came out and said like these two take place in the same universe, but Lisa Frankenstein is like in the 80s, I think, isn't it? And am I stupid? I think Lisa Frankenstein's in the 80s and then the other is in the earlier 2000s. So they like happen in the same universe at different times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you wind up liking one of those, you definitely want to check out the other one. And they are both a great time. Delightful.
Here's Bad Nessa. Hey, how's it going, Bad Nessa? Dark Man. I remember that.
I was thinking about that one because Darkman's the one with Liam Neeson, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I confuse that with The Shadow a lot because I was looking at The Shadow and I was like, I thought this was the Liam Neeson movie. And then I realized that it was not.
I think that was directed by Sam Raimi.
Yes, it was.
1989.
Okay, so Lisa Frankenstein does take place in 89, so barely made it in.
A weird antisocial girl that goes goth and falls in love with a dead guy.
Yeah, and it's great. It's very funny. It's very cute.
Huh, okay.
And a little gory. It'll get your gore in there as well.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I was going to say Road to Perdition is one of the best movie comic adaptation movies. It's not pulpy. Well, sort of pulpy.
We don't have to apologize about pulpiness or not. Like,
yeah, we're on to just comic book movies.
We're talking because they're like we're in an era right now where we're kind of moving away from the focus of comic movies as like the main blockbuster type things, and it's making me go back and appreciate more of those ones that like those one and done lesser known ones. And I for sure Road to Perdition would count in that. History of Violence would count in that.
Yeah.
I think those came out around the same time actually.
I think they did too. I have them right here. They were published in the history, but the Paradox Press format from DC. History of Violence. Paradox Graphic Mystery. I wish they had kept this going, written by John Wagner. And then I have the Road to Perdition. Whoop! There goes. Yeah, here's Road to Perdition.
So I actually have what I believe is a complete list of movies based on comics, like on my phone.
Oh wow!
Like Hollywood movies based on comics, and it's a pretty lengthy list. And I did so with the intent of this is another one of those like most people would do this for content, and I just do it because I want to. With the intent of like purchasing and watching every single one of these, and there's so many of them that I didn't know about, and a lot of them that like are likely to be extremely terrible. But a lot of them where I was like, oh yeah, that one. Like Chicken Hair and the Hamster of Darkness.
I missed that one.
Me too.
Yeah, I can handle Sinners. My daughter's seen it 5 times. That doesn't break the record. We saw Mulan 7 times in theaters. I think she may stop, but boy, does she love that movie. I, of course, love that movie too. Hey, AS, welcome. You have to see it, Jess. All caps, going Cycle Cleveland on us. Lisa Frankenstein is my favorite movie ever. Whoa, that's a statement.
That's some solid taste, I would say.
Okay.
I think you would really dig it too. And you have to watch Jennifer's Body too. Just because I think so. And I think both of them would like just mesh so well with a lot of your tastes.
Okay. Her favorite movie ever. Wow.
It's high praise.
Yeah. She listens to The Cure and goes goth. I
What
listen
was
to
the
The
one
Cure
that
and I still wear white button-down shirts.
what was the one that we watched the summer I was goth?
My Summer as a Goth.
My Summer as a Goth. So Amazon is home to all of the worst movies you've never heard of. And it's how I spent, like, if I'm not currently watching something or I can't find something, I just go on Amazon and go through a thread of like random movies. And we were looking for something the other night, like nothing to watch. And I was just like, hey, so this is what I do when you're not around. And I went through the movies and I was like, played one of the trailers for a movie called The Summer I Was Goth. And it is terrible, but the most like hilariously terrible movie. This girl is like very just plain Jane, normal high school girl, and she goes to live with her grandparents for the summer, and they live next door to another older couple whose grandson is visiting, and the grandson is like the most just extreme example of like goth kid that you've ever seen. And she sees this guy through, like, she sees him through his window is the first time that she sees him, right? And he's like hanging himself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's wearing like a Victorian style dress, like hanging himself from a noose, and she runs in to like save him, and the guy is just like
It was performance.
it was a performance. It was performance.
What?
Yeah, who were you performing for? Myself. And then he's like, let's make something, or I almost made something interesting of you.
I turned you into something almost interesting.
Yeah, I turned you into something almost interesting, because they start hanging out, and he takes her, like, her grandparents give her a wad of cash. They're just like, go at it, bucko. And like this guy, like hanging himself McGee with his other two goth friends, say like, all right, let's go. You need to get some new clothes because you can't wear like, you know, whatever plain Jane clothes that she had. And they go to like a thrift store and they find her the, you know, big ass demonia boots and like all her like all the black clothes that she needs and like dresses that she can tear up, and they get her the makeup, they dye her hair and all this stuff, and like she comes out, presents herself in full goth attire, and he says
Fake as fuck goth.
Fake as fuck goth attire, correction, and he says, I've almost made you do something interesting.
She's mad at him.
Oh well,
she's like, I don't need you to be goth.
Either way, it's hilarious. It's so bad, it's so funny, and I think like so funny for anyone who has any connection to the subculture at all to watch that, because the goth dudes in there were being like so rude to everyone, and it's like that's not what goth folks are like. It's very funny. Yeah, they're like so shitty, and this yeah, the one punk kid, he wasn't the goth kid, he was the punk kid, but he was the cool one, like, and he was the good guy at the end of the movie. It's very bad. You should also watch that. Yeah, My Summer as a Goth. It's terrible, and you should see it.
Okay, I have my movie buddy and I love to see awful movies, like The Room. That's our favorite thing.
It's definitely, I think it's got some good quotable moments similar to The Room.
Uh-oh, Vanessa attacking me now. Jess, you haven't seen that either? Jennifer's Body is my other favorite movie. WTF.
We're double teaming Jess now.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Team him.
I'm gonna triple team.
Yeah, because you love both of those movies too. Jennifer's Body and Lisa Frankenstein. Yeah.
Watch them, Jess.
Okay.
Like Carly even is coming at you with it.
Demonias. I have so many pair of demonias. Those are the boots?
Yeah, they're the really chunky sole, and then usually really high. I don't remember if she had those or if they were just docks, but they were probably just docks. I just wanted to be exaggerative.
I'm impressed that you knew the name of them. I didn't. Kingsman. The Kingsman's supposed to be good. That's based on the.
Is a great time.
Are there 3 of them?
3 of them, and then There's also spoilers. Argyle is connected to it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But I watched the third one actually a couple weeks ago, and it was not a good time. It was pretty dang boring. But the first one, tons of fun. The second one, still pretty fun. Not as good as the first one. The third one was just kind of a snooze.
Yeah, that's about what I had heard.
But I think Kingsman is one of the several examples. I know there's more of Mark Miller properties that were made into superior films to like his original comics. And if this is all per your own opinion, but per my own opinion, I think that Kick-Ass, the movies were better than the comics, at least the first one. And I would say that that Captain America Civil War is a better movie than Civil War, the comic from Marvel.
Okay. Jeez. I promise, or I'll cry right now. I promise. I will. Okay, what is this? June? I will watch it before the end of summer, which is August 31st.
So this will be Jess's summer that he was goth.
Yeah, this will be my goth summer.
By the end of summer, we're gonna get a live stream where Jess is dressed in a fishnet undershirt, and he's gonna have eyeliner and
demonias.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, how good of balance do you have?
Not good at this point.
Yeah, they are also expensive. If you're gonna do it, do it from upstairs. Don't try to climb downstairs
in those boots. Well, no, we're not a burger betting it. She's got her emotions invested in this.
This is an emotional bet right here.
Yeah, I don't want to toy with her emotions at all. Peter, I haven't seen this new Spirit comic. It's coming out in hardcover.
Is it the Darwin Cook one?
Is it the Darwin Cook?
I think that's the one that was recently announced.
Oh, it's getting here. I have them right here.
I think that I saw that one. I'm like 50% disconnected from a lot of the stuff at this point, but like I'm pretty sure that DC announced those are going to be in one deluxe hardcover, maybe.
Oh, it's supposed to be bigger than an absolute. Yes, Cook.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right, let me show some. I mean, yeah, it's really great. Darwin Cook. Let me just show some of the art. This is Darwin Cook at his best. So there's the Spirit. Oh, I would love to see this in bigger form. So the first book, it's just book 1 and 2, The Spirit. I'm not getting rid of them because they have die-cut covers that are really cool. If you open the dust jacket, it's Spirit coming out of the sewer. And that's the picture that forms here, just this picture right there. So, yeah. Okay, great. Peter, I think this is another blind buy that you should do. Darwin Cook is always a safe bet for blind buys. Great writer, great artist.
That's the thematic connection between this one and Catwoman is both of them have Darwin Cook.
Right. Yeah. Okay, good. You have Catwoman and Spirit to buy, and I have Jennifer's Body and what was the other one?
Lisa Frankenstein.
Lisa Frankenstein. Oh my God, her favorite all-time movie.
And My Summer as a Goth. That's everyone's the summer I was goth.
I better write this down or I'm going to get in trouble.
We all need to watch that and then come back and be like, God damn it, Riley. Like, why did I watch that? I hate you. I'm never taking your recommendation.
Okay, let's see. Movies to see.
Top of the list.
Lisa Frankenstein. Okay, and Jennifer's Body.
Frankenstein. Lisa
Igor. Jennifer's wife. No, that's a bad suggestion.
Jennifer's
Body. Okay, they are done. Oh,
you better get to them.
I don't know that. Oh, yeah, you are a little bit behind.
That's Neptune needs fathers. I think we need a little bit more of alliteration. It's like Neptune needs nannies, Pluto needs papas.
Well, I remember in the 50s or the 60s, I think it was the 50s, one cheesy sci-fi thing was Mars needs women. And so Martians came to Earth to get women to help colonize their planet. Mars needs women, I think, is like a MSTK3 thing that they would make fun of. So, yeah, I don't know. Mars needs moms. That sounds horrible. Oh, okay. Wait, the summer I was goth. You know who I think of when I think of goth is, did you ever see Grandma's Boy?
Yeah, the dude in there that was kind of like the antagonist of the movie.
Yeah. My lady. He reminds me of like a proto goth, like the original goth.
He was doing the kind of like industrial goth thing that got really popular post Matrix, like because he had the long slick back hair, the black glasses, the long coat, like, and that was really like popular in the earlier 2000s.
I take it back. Oh, they're streaming on Peacock. I do have Peacock because that's what we watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine on. He was great in that movie. Linda Cardellini was in that movie. Yeah, that was a very fun movie. And Shirley Jones, the Silver Fox, making out with that young kid. Okay, I have an awful lot of movies to watch.
I feel like for equivalent exchange, I need something put on me
that I should have you watch.
Yeah.
Have you already seen Sinners?
Yeah.
I figured. Darn it.
We're on top of it.
Have you watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes. I guess I could just go with my plan of watching The Phantom again for the first time in a long time.
Oh yeah.
But I need a Jess commendation.
I think, have you seen Dairy Girls?
Yes.
Oh, frick!
Well, Jess has seen Dairy Girls.
Huh?
Jess watched Dairy Girls.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was going to say, I bet Carly will love it.
Yeah, she was the one that recommended I watched it.
Oh my gosh. My daughter comes over and we're still rewatching it. We're going to rewatch it like 3 times before we move on.
I've seen it one time. You want to hear the stupidest thing though? Is I didn't realize that it didn't take place like contemporaneously.
Oh, you didn't know it took place during the Troubles?
Yeah. And so at the very end, I was like, hold up.
The whole context of the whole thing is about that.
Because they were like, the president's visiting, Bill Clinton's coming. And I was like, wait, the whole time? I felt like I was watching Final Destination 5 again. I was like, hold up. The whole thing is set in the 90s?
Yeah, there's no English, there's no British uh, army brigade patrolling Northern Ireland now.
Bro,
This happened in your lifetime.
I don't, dude. I was pretty significantly young.
Well, yeah. No,
I would
my
not.
daughter's your age, and she figured it out.
I'm also dumb, dude.
Oh.
Like, I'm not.
Don't play the dumb card.
History is my worst. Like when I was in school, history was my worst subject. Period.
Oh.
I don't, and I know people are always like, "You're so good at remembering like all these random facts," and I'm like, "Yeah, 'cause I care about those things. I don't care about history." I also didn't really take like world history classes ever, which is definitely like, I think it was because of when I moved from one school to another. Like the school I moved from was about to do world history, and the school I moved to had just done world history. So I just went back into doing US history again, but I still didn't learn anything. So, flunked it the first time. I flunked it. I didn't flunk it, obviously, but you know, I did poorly the first time. I did poorly the second time. I got really kind of big headed about myself because the second time I was like, I already studied this, and then I'd get like a 50 on the test. I'm like, shit.
Does Carly know about your final art project?
The sword through the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I described it actually kind of recently at my parents' house. I like shoved a sword through a painting to put it on the wall. I
don't have the memory of Riley.
I had an art project and I couldn't think of what to do, and then I just, out of like laziness, but also because I was a fine arts was my major before I switched it to being my minor. So I had a lot of different like sculpture, painting, whatever classes, and I couldn't think of what to do in the sculpture class. And I was like painting something, and I was just sitting in my closet, and I had this red canvas, like a canvas I had painted red. I had intended on doing something with it, and I didn't. And then I had a sword that was like just sharp enough. And so I came up with the idea, and I told some friends about it like the night before, and I was like, I'm just gonna go into class and like pin it on the wall. And I like just go to the studio and just pin this red canvas on the wall with this sword. And so that I did. And like when I went in there, the idea was, I was like, everyone is going, I want to make the bet that they're going to look at it and think like, oh, this is something really deep. Like there's meaning behind it. And I know like they can put whatever meaning behind it they want. And if it has that to them, then it has it. But the point being, like, I put zero thought into it, and I literally just did it to like sit back and watch everyone else like ponder it. And it worked. And I thought it was very funny.
That's one of the great Riley stories.
I aced that project. That was easy. They were all sitting there like, oh, I think the point of it. And they're like, you can see the reflection from the canvas is coming up the blade. And I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't see that at all. The blade is old and somewhat rusted, but the canvas is obviously brand new, and so it's like, you know, the juxtaposition of something old versus something brand new. And I was like, sure, I guess.
Yeah, the one thing I was thinking of, if they were like drywalls, is that it might have gone through the other wall and skewered some other student in the head.
No, it was pretty shallow. I didn't push it too far in, but they were absolutely cool with it. Like it was a lot of students would do pretty destructive things to the studio, to the walls, to the floor, to the ceiling, and they typically would fix it afterwards. But if it was just like pinning something in the wall or like making some, like, they didn't make me fix that, but they're to the windows, to the wall. But there were like much bigger, much more destructive things that happened in there. And it was in this like annex that was like a mile away from campus. They just like shoved us in there. So like it was kind of an anything goes. Like there were it was a studio. It was a welding class was there, where we had our shop, like wood shop and stuff as well. So it was just a bunch of kind of just messy stuff, and then like there were always things being blown up and things being like destroyed outside. Like it was just one of those types of places. It was fun. It was very fun.
Gosh. Okay. Have you already seen Shrinking?
No, is that one on Apple?
Yes. That's awesomely funny.
Okay.
And it's also thought provoking. Harrison Ford says something in there in the first season that still has stuck with me, and I will always remember it.
We'll need to sign up for Apple again. We're trying to finish up Yellow Jackets so we can get rid of Paramount, which is like, at least on the TV we have, is the worst app ever.
Well, I want to keep Paramount because I'm way behind on Star Trek. That's the only reason I have Paramount, is for Star Trek, and I still haven't seen the latest Discovery episodes or Strange New Worlds or Picard, which is stupid.
Does it work? Like, does the service itself work really badly on your whatever you're using it on?
I haven't watched them yet.
I was just asking because on this TV here, like, it is the most laggy service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's so hard for me to use, and I don't think it has an update available or anything like that. But every time we open it up, it's like takes forever to find anything because it just lags so much. You can't see what you're doing.
Oh,
so we're just gonna like get through catching up on Yellow Jackets and then call it a day.
I'll have to go up. I haven't even used it. I mean, I've had it for 3 years. I shouldn't even say this. If my wife's hearing this, she'll kill me. I've had it for 3 years specifically for Star Trek and still haven't watched anything. James says it works fine on his Roku.
Okay. It's I think this is an LG. Yeah, it's an LG TV.
I also have an LG.
But I also have a PS4 and a PS5, and I guess I could try to use it on one of those, but I'm not gonna mess with that.
Did you get a Switch too?
No, I have a Switch.
Same.
But not Geo. I think is the only one of us of the Omnibros and our extended family that got a Switch too.
Our extended family. I thought Omar was getting one.
Did he already get one? Or
I think it was getting sent to him, but Geo got his in person.
Okay.
And I know Dom I believe got his in person. Yeah, because he's been nonstop playing it.
That's cool.
We're watching. Okay, we watched both seasons of Shrinking, and it's epically great. If you liked Scrubs, did you like Scrubs? Yeah, it's by the same creator.
Okay.
And Krista Miller's in it, his wife. He's the producer, and Jason Segel's awesome in it, and it's great. Shrinking, and then we just started watching. This might be on Apple TV also, but it's A Man on the Inside with Ted Danson.
Okay.
There's some theft going on in a an expensive memory care home, nursing home, kind of elder care home. There's theft going on, and a PI has been hired to find out who's stealing all these things, but she's young and needs somebody old to go in there and become her man on the inside. And Ted Danson becomes that guy. He's very funny in it, and the whole thing's actually pretty sweet. It's we like it a lot. We haven't finished it yet, but we definitely want to watch it. Oh, is Ghosts, the BBC Ghosts is on Paramount Plus? Have you seen Ghosts?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of that one.
I don't know this reference. I never saw Bubba Hotep.
I've seen that. That's Bruce Campbell plays like an old Elvis. We
Oh.
tried to watch it. You didn't think it.
Which one was that?
When Bruce Campbell was like an old Elvis in a retirement home. You didn't like it.
That doesn't sound like me.
No, it doesn't.
love
But
Bruce.
you were like, man,
Maybe you.
that's fine. It happened.
I would never say that to Bruce.
We right now we're wrapping up watching Steven Universe, which is fantastic. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and it's a very emotional series. And we have like 3 episodes left of the epilogue series. Because this one, it's great. It's like the main series is 5 seasons, and that wraps up the story. Like everything happens, and then there's a movie that kind of just does a little bit extra, like a couple years later in the timeline. And then they have a whole 20 episode epilogue series called Steven Universe Future, which takes place after the movie. And it has like, they've taken care of the main conflict. So it's kind of just like extra stuff. And it's nice because you get to like revisit the characters and like see what they're up to. And it's something that like, I feel like a lot of series would be fun to do that with. A lot of things after it ends, it would be fun to be like, oh, let's see what everyone's up to a couple years down the line. Except that almost every single episode of Future is depressing as shit. Little guy is going through it. Like I forgot how badly he's going through it at the end of the series. Because it's like, oh, we fixed the thing like at the end of the series, and then it's like 2 years later, here's how all of that impacts this young man in his everyday life.
Every trauma.
Yeah, because what was the thing? Here we are in the future, and everything's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget to vote for a Steven Universe Omnibus on VFC Most Wanted poll. DC Most Wanted. I was just going over my thoughts on that today.
I thought that was Kaboom that did the Boom and Kaboom that did the comics. I didn't know that. Well, I guess DC did have a lot of Cartoon Network ones.
I don't know.
There was a Steven Universe like omnibus released, and I wanted it when it came out. It immediately sold out, and now it goes for like $1,000 or something.
I've heard of Penny Dreadful, Vanessa. Have you seen that, Riley?
I have not.
I've heard of this, and it sounds like something I dig. If you like it, I bet it's something I dig. I forget what it's about. I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, it would be. Steven's been through so much as a kid that he never had the chance to properly digest those events. It had a good conclusion.
Yeah, it's great.
That's something I've never seen.
It is. So there, it's like a sci-fi fantasy series that is very like, yeah, $2,500 for the omnibus of Steven Universe. At the beginning, it's very like, episodic and stuff, and then it slowly kind of shows you hints at a larger plot, and as it goes forward, then it becomes really big, kind of complex plot that you're extremely invested emotionally in these characters. The setting is, so Steven is this, I think he's 14 at the beginning of the series, this kid that he's 13 at the beginning of the series. Okay, so at the very beginning he's 13, and he's part of this group called the Crystal Gems, where it's 3 different women that are like gemstones in humanoid form, garnet, amethyst, and pearl. And then Steven is the 4th one. So what's up with that? Why is Steven a crystal gem? But he does have a gem on his body. And then it's just kind of like showing his adventures and the crystal gems, kind of showing him what's what about using gem powers and and then it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper as it goes. And it's I think like one of the finest written series of all time.
Wow.
And it has a lot of really fun music.
Mm.
It is a lot of, and not just like score, but like there's a lot of great songs, like lyrics that, you know, sometimes are just fun, like Cookie Cat, just a little jingle that he sings about his favorite ice cream. Or
ice cream. We have ice cream in the house.
So there's stuff like that, and then there's songs that like tie directly into the plot line and about like what the characters are doing, and those, like, there are some of them that we'll put on in the car that we have to skip because I'll start to cry just from hearing it.
Wow.
Yeah, the really, really, really fantastic father-son relationship as well in there. That is one of the things that like makes me emotional. Not because I ever had any bad. Yes, giant. Kane said giant woman. We sing that one all the time. What is it? How does it start? All I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. All I want to be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Wow, that's high praise.
The movie is a musical. So it like has its whole like, it feels like a production. It's fun. I like it's on Hulu and Disney right now. So if you have Hulu, Disney Plus, you could watch it on there.
I have everything, and I watch nothing.
Super duper recommend it.
Okay.
Hard recommend.
Okay.
Yeah, Carly just said watch it before My Summer as a Goth.
That's on the back burner.
That helps.
I forgot to say, Matt, tell your wife thank you that she likes my She-Hulk shirt, and I'm glad that she's reading, or she just read Charles Soule's She-Hulk. I like that book. He said that way at the beginning, and I forgot. Sorry about that.
Giant Woman is Big Barda's theme song.
And Penny Dreadful is a cult drama. That's what I thought. No one makes shows like Penny Dreadful. Very emotional. Penny Dreadful's made me cry so many times.
Crying a cult drama?
I've been wanting to see that. Kane's gonna go listen to Steven Universe songs now.
Sadie Killer and the Suspects. Like late in the show, there's a character that has a band, and it's like a horror ska band.
Horror ska. Now I gotta see it.
It's fantastic. It's like there's a lot of the like small characters because they live in the town of Beach City, and it's like this little town with like 20 people, and it's the little relationships that Steven has with all these people that, like, you know, that they're also just as special as everything else. And there's so many funny things that come out of all of that like really push the show forward. So then when like the big things happen that are really like, you know, the stakes are high because you're worried not just about him and about the others who have the ability to fight and protect themselves, but you're worried about all of these humans that are there as well that come in the line of danger.
Wow.
She's sitting here off camera like, we have to watch Penny Dreadful. So
yeah, Penny Dreadful sounds awesome.
Beach City, I didn't know it was supposed to be in Delaware, but I know they made fun of
New Jersey. That's where Kane lives.
I know that they made fun of New Jersey, and then they go to Empire City in one of the episodes. Empire City. Empire City. Shake a leg. It's Mr. Greg. Yeah, it's great. I think you'd have a great time. It's very comic booky.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely it's aimed for a younger audience, but it also gets very mature in a lot of like very emotional ways.
Well, I vibe with youngsters. I have a youthful attitude.
I wonder if Kelly's ever heard of it or watched it at all, because she's my age, so she might have.
Let me ask her. I'm on the air right now, period. Have you ever watched Steven Universe? Question mark.
I am.
She sent me a text for, a clip from Twitter. You have to heal your inner child. My in quotes. My inner child wants several people dead. That's what she sends me.
In response to Steven Universe?
No, it was before that. She doesn't know Steven Universe.
Okay. Well, if y'all watch it together, you might cry together.
It's a show that Riley is recommending, and it's apparently very, very well written. It's animated. Okay.
I'll leave you with that. So take that as you will.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. I have another show I can watch on Paramount Plus now.
Yeah, that's the downside is Penny Dreadfuls on Paramount Plus.
I mean, I already paid for this month.
Okay.
And so how do you watch Yellow Jackets if it's so laggy?
It just,
Once you start playing the video, it's not.
yeah, when you play it, it's fine. It's just the actual interface is so laggy that it's hard to find what you're looking for.
Oh.
Like it'll pop up and like everything will just be frozen basically. And I'll like press down and then it won't move for like 10 seconds. And it'll finally move down. And like none of the pictures are loaded. So it's all just like the Paramount logo, but it's a section of it. So there's like 5 of them in a row and it looks like amount.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And it's we literally every single time I'm like, how many episodes do we have left? Stop having to amount. Yeah, season 3 of Yellow Jacks is not great. Not enough yellow in their jackets.
That's a show that Omnicat has been recommending to me. Except I still haven't finished season 3 of Stranger Things.
Season 1 and 2 of Yellow Jackets are pretty great. Season 3 just has been really boring, unfortunately. But I think you might get it's very like Lord of the Flies and Lost.
Oh, that's right.
Lord of the
That's
Lost.
right.
We have to go back.
It seems like I have piqued Kelly's interest.
With Steven?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Spreading the Steven gospel.
How many? He said, "Oh, okay. Please thank him for the wreck." Okay.
Wow.
It's so the main series is 5 seasons. The episodes are kind of very uneven between them, but there's like 160, I think, total.
Okay,
And
I'm not telling her that.
But they're 10-minute episodes.
Oh, what?
So they're shorter.
Okay.
They're 11 minutes and change, but yeah, it's like a quarter hour length thing. The first season has like 52 of those or something like that. And then the rest of it, they're mostly around like 25-ish episodes each. Then there's the movie and then the 20-episode epilogue.
Okay, and will we know when to watch the movie?
Is
that
after
the end? Okay.
Yeah. It's the whole show, the movie, and then the epilogue.
Okay.
It's not like confusing or anything like that because it's all very linear.
Okay.
It came out chronologically as well. Like it's not like they did like a prequel or something.
Okay. Awesome. James is saying Yellow Jackets needs to come to an end. They're running out of ideas.
Unfortunately, I saw them say that it was planned for 5 seasons, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit. Yeah.
It's only on its 3rd season and it's dragging.
Well, they finished the 3rd one, so maybe they'll change their mind and just wrap it up with 4.
Okay. If any of these shows make you interested in comic books, collected editions specifically, you should be going to instocktrades.com, where you will find your collected editions from 30% up to 60% off. Don't forget your 2% loyalty discount. The last Monday of the month, we give away a $50 gift card courtesy of InStock Trades. $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping. Ooh, I should go in there and open up my package that I just got from them. That was free shipping. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
And they have 2 Steven Universe paperbacks available on Stock Trades right now.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
As well as a Cartoon Network paperback gift set that includes volume 1s of Adventure Time comics, Steven Universe, and Amazing World of Gumball.
I don't know the Gumball one.
That one is also a lot of fun, but I feel like it's a lot more for like internet kids.
Oh, that's not me.
So you might not get all of the humor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to gatekeep you.
Yeah, I tried to use Riz in a sentence yesterday on very fine condition, and it went about as poorly as I expected.
Did you use it correctly?
I think so.
Like you were trying to riz someone up?
I said the person. Wait, I can't remember. I used it with glow up. I said he had fine riz, but he was in need of a glow up or something.
I don't know, Jeff.
It was about Dom. Dom also called Omar old. Yeah, he did.
It was a little mid.
A little mid. Yeah, my usage was mid.
Yeah, usage was mid. No cap.
No cap. Yeah, I got to start using that and embarrass myself. The Adventure Time comics are pretty good. Return Flapjack and Chowder.
When I first had gotten on TikTok, and I'm not even on there anymore, but like all the comments were stuff that I just didn't understand. And I made videos and I was like, hey, I'm sorry if I sound stupid and or old. What do these things mean? And I had people legit explain it to me in a video.
Oh, that's awesome. Wait, what is Riz?
Like, I think the easiest explanation that's been given is it's like charisma.
Charisma, okay.
Like
But glow up is your clothes, right?
Well, glow up would be like if you came back to school the summer after 8th grade and went through puberty, you may have undergone a glow up.
Oh, okay.
And that's just an example because that's like true for me. Like 8th grade was very like prepubescent, and then I got into high school and it was like I looked like a human.
So you didn't. So it's not having changing like your outfit, or
it could definitely have to do with that. It could have to do with it's generally your appearance.
Your appearance, okay.
Generally towards your outer appearance. Someone just looks at and says like that guy had a major glow up. Like you'll see a kid that goes from like 5 foot nothing to 6'1", and he's got a square jaw now, and he's playing on the football team. But like a year ago, he was short and pudgy and stuff.
Oh,
That would be a major glow up for
here's Cliff on comics. What's up, buddy? Yeah, it's early. It's only 10 of 10 here. 10 minutes till my bedtime. Yeah, that's when I'll sleep. Good to see you, Cliff. Wait, are you having comics and cocktails tonight? Are you having did you already have comics and cocktails tonight? And who's on for comics and coffee tomorrow morning? Cliff is great. I'll be meeting him at Heroes Con.
James told me that he was going to that, and I asked, is that the one that everyone's going to? So that should be a lot of fun. Are y'all doing like a little gathering or get together or anything like that?
We don't have anything planned yet, but I know Omar got permission to do a show on the floor during Saturday's during the Saturday part of Heroes Con. He has permission to do his Saturday show there, so I'm sure I'll appear on that.
Cool.
But we haven't really set anything yet. Oh, okay. Comics and coffee at noon tomorrow. Surprise guest. Oh, then here's here's the link for it already. Wow.
Surprising guest.
Oh, the Friday night gathering dinner. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to make that, Cliff. I'm worried about, I hate to say it, I'm always worried about all the drinking that's going to go on there. And I don't actually know any of those people except for you, which is, I mean, obviously I want to see you, but I don't know any of those other. If he was on right now, I could just hear him saying that. Cliff's a beauty. I love that guy.
Well, whatever y'all get up to, I hope y'all have a ton of fun out there. I've had a lot of con experiences where I got to meet a lot of friends and online acquaintances and stuff, and it's always a great time.
Yeah, there's going to be an awful lot of YouTubers and virtual friends that I've made. Omar, James, Cliff, Chris Balga, Jake, BJ Kicks will be there one day. I know I'm forgetting. I mean, and then like Jewish Dragons, Chris Brogan. These guys are viewers of my channel. So there's lots of viewers that are going to be there.
Well, that's going to be awesome.
Riley, will you be at ANYC or NYCC?
I should be at Anime NYC pending confirmation, but like that would be a work related thing, and I will have to confirm that later whenever they start talking about it.
Oh yeah,
so we'll see what happens.
Bunk of course will be there. That's great.
But I already volunteered, so knock on wood.
You volunteered to the convention or to the people that are going to send you?
No, the Anime NYC for work. I was like, I'd like to do the same like I did last year. So it's out there. But yeah, if it doesn't happen, it's okay, and I'll update. But I should be there. And but this next weekend we're doing Tokyo X out here in town.
Oh, it's in town?
Tokyo X.
I thought you were going to Tokyo.
No, it's here in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Tokyo X.
Is that anime and manga, or what is it?
Yeah, I didn't entirely look into everything, but I think there's some guests, like some voice actors are going to be there. And Yeah, one of the voice actors from One Piece, and Carly wants me to show off. She's been working on I don't
Cosplay?
yes, she's been putting this together. I don't remember, Jess, if you've ever watched Gravity Falls, but
No.
there's a character in there in one of the episodes. So that one of the main cast members is named Seuss, and he gets a video game that's supposed to help him with like dating and stuff. So it's a dating sim, and there's a girl in there named Giffany, and so he dates this girl named Giffany, and he plays the game like virtual dating this girl Giffany, but the game is like possessed, and then she like comes after him and stuff, and he tries to talk to a real girl, and Giffany's like, no, Seuss, you're gonna be with me forever and whatever. And so
This show sounds awesome.
Carly has been working tirelessly for like weeks on this is going to be on her head. This is the bow. Like it's supposed to look like a 8-bit type thing.
It does.
It's made out of perler beads, so if it go, you can see.
Wow.
And this is going to be on the bow on, because she wears like a sailor school uniform type thing.
Okay.
Maybe the bow around her neck. And she's currently bedazzling the shoes to wear. So she's sticking.
This is so cool.
On, and then we have a wig with a wig stand that's named Agatha. She named the wig stand Agatha, and Agatha lives.
She's so scary.
Lives in our bedroom, but we have to take her out of the bedroom at night because she's so frightening. She has all these like pins in her face.
Babadook.
It's terrifying. Like
yeah.
I'll go in the bed. I'll go to the bathroom through the bedroom, and I'll open the door, and the bedroom lights are all off except for like a little bit of light shining from the window, and it's just shining right on Agatha, and it's just this like the blank face staring at me, and I can see the glint off of the pins, and the number of times I've come out and been like like just immediately like shit myself for a second. So we try to move it into like kind of less conspicuous spots, I guess. Yeah, facing it out the window so it stares at other people.
She did do a good job. This all looks awesome.
She's been absolutely just like killing herself over this stuff.
That's great.
And she doesn't always believe that what she's done looks great.
Oh, I can tell you that looks great. What we've seen.
It's fantastic.
How's it going to stick on her head? That big bow thing.
Working on that, but she got a really thick headband, and we're gonna put some screws through the headband, and hopefully it'll stay in place.
Okay. Yeah, because that headband's that hairpiece or whatever, the bow is everything.
Yeah, and it's pretty heavy in all, like, compared to everything else, but like it's 2 layers, so there's front and back of the perler beads, and then there's a couple of pieces of pretty decent sized foam in between that it's glued to. And so there's a lot of hot glue at the bottom. So the hope is that we can drill screws into it, and between like the foam boards and the hot glue, that it'll be enough to remain rigid.
Mm-hmm.
But I can I was gonna pull it up and then share it on the screen. Let me.
Oh, what? Okay.
It's like a gift. It's really important to know that she's evil. Which is why I'm doing it.
It's important to know she's what?
Evil.
Oh, evil.
Yeah, she wants to do this because she likes the bad girls.
Carly does.
Yeah, Bad Girls Club. Okay. All right, I put that so you can share that. So that's gift. So you can see how like meticulously accurate that bow is.
Yeah.
And then she has the wig that she's really been working hard on styling. And then she has a kind of the sailor costume with all this stuff, and the shoes is what she's working on right now as well.
And the big Herkin socks.
Yeah, she has the big socks as well.
Wow.
And I don't know, were you gonna get the
I
contacts?
decided to skip the contacts
Okay.
since I've never worn contacts. in
So
my life.
she's not doing contacts on this one, but I said like you might not want to, because part of it is also like wanting to be comfortable. While
Yeah.
doing this. So yeah, I'm gonna dress up as Seuss. I'll show.
Yeah, what's Seuss look like?
He's a lot more.
You just have to put on a t-shirt. And
Is Seuss a human?
Yeah, Seuss is
Okay.
human, short for Jesus.
Welcome, Casa. We're glad we didn't have talk much about collected editions today, but we've had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining.
I didn't pop up with anything.
Yeah, Matt H wants to say that it is perfect. Awesome job, Carly.
Thank you.
So this is Seuss. Wait, I didn't get the right. Hold on.
What are you going as? Just with a big shirt with a question mark and a green cap or whatever?
Exactly.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna get a better picture. I thought I was getting it right, and I didn't. Okay. So yeah, it's comparatively the most easy thing. I was just like, I'll do it. Like I can easily do that. So yeah, I got she ordered me a brown hat and the question mark shirt, and then I'm just wearing some shorts and shoes and socks. Calling it.
I'm definitely going to need to see a picture of you two. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun.
And when is that?
Next weekend.
Next weekend. Okay.
Yeah, so next Friday we have karaoke with a bunch of friends, and then the 14th and the 15th, Saturday and Sunday, we have the convention.
Okay. Casa, we're going back to giving away the gift. What? I didn't take him out. Did you? We're giving it away at the end of the month. Now, the last Monday of the month. Where did Riley go? Yeah, Riley's skating on that costume. I wondered if you were done for the night.
I X'd out the wrong window.
Oh, okay. I think we are getting pretty close to the end.
Yeah, I think we've been going enough, and we talked about 10 minutes about the pulp movies, and then the rest of the 2 hours we talked about everything else.
Yeah, I have 10 more things on my to watch list. But it sounds like Junior's into Steven Universe. That'll be fun.
Exciting. If y'all watch that together, I definitely want to hear you report back. And Carly's super interested in Penny Dreadful, so we do have a pretty significant stack of things that we're trying to do, but it seems like that might be a good choice for a drama. So we'll hopefully start on that at some point pretty soon.
Yeah, that's not something upper management would be into. I'd have to watch that myself, Penny Dreadful, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Peace and love. Peace and love. And you can see the Omnibus Collector and his 8-bit date next week at Houston Anime Con stuff or whatever it was.
Tokyo X.
At Tokyo X. Peace and love, Cliff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got it written down. It's by the end of summer that I have to watch. I just heard about this, Doc, that they just released it. Yep. Here's my Discord, and I'm going to try and get back on Instagram and things like that. I'll give it a shot. Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you all for watching so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you.